Alright, what's going on guys, Khraze here, welcome back to Outriders. Today is the official launch day. We have some really awesome news that you should know as you head in the game. Of course, some known crossplay disconnects and issues that I want to cover here in this video. Some new responses from the team over at People Can Fly, and more importantly, I want to showcase a really nice high-end playthrough of one of my characters, of course, about World Tier 9 as we speak, but I do want to showcase one of the early stages in the game, so no story related spoilers here in this video, just a nice side mission over there with a really high-end full epic gear character. So let's jump right into it, and as always, if you enjoyed this video at any point, it would be super awesome if you also left a like on it. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, yeah, a huge shout out to our March giveaway winner for winning a free copy of Outriders. Of course, I already contacted the winner via the email address provided and gave him the code, so congratulations. But with that being said and done, let's begin with the recent announcement. Of course, important crossplay information about the PC to console disconnection. Full details are of course here on Reddit. So in preparation to the day one builds for PC and consoles, we discovered a desync issue between the PC and the console code. This results in a backend mismatch which causes players to be kicked out of a multiplayer game that includes both console and PC players. So this includes only sessions where you play with both PC and console people, since there is a desynchronization between these. We are treating this issue with the highest priority, and we are working on patches that will synchronize all platform code, which will resolve these issues. Now, of course, if you're not using any crossplay and are playing on the same platform, then you're not going to obviously have these issues. So for example, on the PC, Steam and Epic Game users can successfully play together, and surprisingly enough, PlayStation and Xbox players can also successfully play together. It's just that you can't mix PC with consoles. Another workaround would be to have temporarily turned off that automatic matchmaking between PC and consoles. Steam and Epic players can still crossplay together either by invite or matchmaking, so you might want to maybe turn this off in the settings menu, since you do have the option for that. Should you invite a console player into your PC game via an invite code, or vice versa, the game will initially connect, but one player will eventually be kicked out of the game. We highly recommend against doing this until we have patched all versions of the game. So there's a pretty big chance for another day one patch to arrive, or maybe a day two patch, since obviously I think that that's already included with this installation. Now there is another small disclaimer that I have in regards to progression and loot, and it seems that fortunately enough it's for the better, because that doesn't seem to be affected by this bug. So as Mitch asked over on Twitter, should we expect that if we do this we will risk losing progression and loot from the sessions if we get kicked? So of course, progression and loot loss has not yet been associated with these disconnects, but we would still advise caution and to avoid cross-playing with these platforms until we've resolved that matter. So maybe also follow this advice as well. And of course, for those who are unaware, the PC release is going to be in just 1 more hour from the time of this post. So since this was already made like about 40 minutes ago, that means just 20 more minutes, and it's probably gonna be live by the time this video gets posted. But with that out of the way, let me show you my really awesome like level 26 build right now that I have with my Trickster. Of course, it looks something like this. It is a mismatch of number of sets. I do have a complete set that I'm using in regular combat. So right now, as you can see, I'm playing with a build that heavily emphasizes bonus firepower, because I want to deal as much damage as possible. Now previously I would be running with a HP up build to give me a little bit more survivability, but in this case, since I'm a bit lower world tier for the showcase of this video, I can more than go with that. And of course, everything in here is going to be full epic, including my weapons. Of course, my primary DPS weapon is going to be this Bull and I 59 Nocturnal Rifle, which is a standard variant. So this does extremely high damage. I think that the maximum I saw being pulled with this one was about 35,000, even though the base damage on it is only 748. So with Trickster, you can buff your damage to extreme levels. And then of course I'm also using this Fatal Morgana shotgun with the Bone Shrapnel and the Mind field, extremely good against AoEs, against swarms of enemies, because it makes everybody explode and make a chain reaction that is off the hook. You will see that in just a little bit. By the way, for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna play on world tier 7. I'm already unlocked up until a maximum of 9, but I don't want to stay too much on this one. So one of the missions that we're gonna do today is going to be a side mission in, I believe, the third area you get to unlock. So this is going to be the Snowy Peak Mountains, and this is a side mission, by the way, so no story related spoilers whatsoever. So this one is going to bring us on a small detour in an underground facility where you kind of have to uncover a pretty interesting secret that I'm not going to spoil again, so you can at least see the end right there. But the way I'm playing with this is pretty simple. Like in this case, I'm being swarmed by enemies, so the way I like it is to just like run around, try to collect everybody, group them up or clamp them up in one single spot, and as I've shown you in one of the previous videos today, I just have to shoot one of these guys, make it explode, and that's going to cause everybody to explode, basically turning this into one-click delete type of shotgun with just a couple of really good mods. Later on, you're gonna see me right here in another big facility, so it works pretty much the same. Now, I could take these bigger bosses down, which would be like super easy with my rifle, but what I want to do is to just group them together with the smaller adds and make the adds explode, just to show you how much damage that does to the mini boss as well, without ever having to touch it in the first place. So that is absolutely insane, and lo and behold, it is also dying. Now, towards the end over here, I'm kind of going to show you a different kind of power with, of course, that rifle. Now, this rifle, I'm not hitting any weak spots, so of course it's only doing like minimal damage. I also didn't stack all of my buffs, so the maximum I think you're going to see right here would be around like 4,000 or 3,000. So that is without the twisted rounds against the weak points, which is what increases your damage to insane levels, on top of the mods that I would have on the gear. So again, this is the build, by the way, this is the high-end version of it. Now, if you also want to see my build with the Trickster, I'm again fully specced into the assassination skill line, since this provides the highest amount of bonus weapon damage against any of these types of enemies. Now, my final conclusions for this video is that you will have a lot of fun in Outriders. I'm pretty much like level 26 right now, aiming towards 27, and I have so much content still left in the game. By the way, the maximum level is 30, and there is still so much even for the main story campaign ahead for me, and I haven't even yet touched any of the side content, just minimally. So I still have a ton of side missions in the later stages, and even more so a lot of bounty hunts and monster hunts, which are really amazing. So it definitely gets better. You're gonna have a ton of fun with the game, plenty of content, plenty of loot, and I have some really awesome farming methods for you awaiting, but that's gonna happen later today. But this is it with the video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.